Spiritual journeys rarely come when they're convenient and never go according to plan. Just ask Martin Sheen's character in the 2011 movie, The Way. A successful doctor with a conventional life, it's clear that he doesn't see eye to eye with his son, a grown man with little ambition other than to travel. Driving him to the airport for his son's next excursion, he lectures him on getting a real job and making something of his life.
We agreed that if I let you take me to the airport, you wouldn't lecture me about how I'm ruining my life.
I lied.
Days later, he receives a call from the Spanish embassy. His son died while hiking. Forced to disrupt his precious schedule, he hastily travels to Spain with the intention of collecting his son's remains and immediately returning home. Only, once he arrives, he has a change of heart. Filled with grief, anger, and regret, he decides to finish what his son started, carrying his ashes as a pilgrim along the ancient Camino de Santiago, the Way of St. James. Seeking only to get to the destination, he stands in contrast to fellow travelers and tries to avoid them, for he's but a lapsed Catholic seeking no spiritual enlightenment. But something changes along the way. As he continues on with them, often against his will, they grow together, and he grows closer to his son. The Way is a touching movie about grief and reconciliation, one that captures the inherent power of a pilgrimage. You may set out on a journey simply hoping to get to a destination, but you may not end up the same person when you get there. Inspiring, family-friendly, and packed full of wanderlust, it's a great film for people of all ages and levels of faith.
Now, I'm not going to do a review per se, because The Friar does a pretty good one already. Except the part where he doesn't say anything bad about it. Everyone seems to gloss over the glaring and serious issue here for the sake of pretending it's a solid Catholic film. Maybe because they like Martin Sheen, or they really like Emilio Estevez. I know I do. As an actor, I think he should be in more movies, personally. Or because generally, it presents Catholicism in a good light. However, that doesn't excuse their silence. But if there's one thing my friends will tell you, I don't stay silent. If you are familiar with my friend... I have a big mouth. That's what yeah. If you are familiar with my videos or this movie, you probably have an idea of what I'm about to say. The movie regularly shows the desecration of a corpse on screen. The movie came out in 2010. In 2012, the USCCB, the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, stated the spreading of ashes to be a major problem. In 2016, the Vatican emphasized the same thing. This is a problem because clearly there is a trend of normalizing this behavior for our beloved relatives. It is an infiltration of pagan sympathy imposed on a Catholic understanding. The scattering of ashes is not a dignified act. To think it is means your understanding of the person has been corrupted. Let's use another example to show the problem that scattering ashes has, but with something that I think we're more familiar with. Say an unmarried couple has been having a hard time with getting pregnant. They hear about the road to Camino and decide to go to help with that issue as well as to spiritually enrich themselves. They meet other people, just like Martin Sheen did, with personality clashes and such. Instead of scattering the ashes at every stop, though, they engage in fornication. When they finally reach the shrine of the Apostle St. James the Great, they find out that the woman is pregnant and head home feeling that they have had a successful pilgrimage. This leaves the audience with a feeling of warmth over a satisfactory ending. This is clearly a red flag to any practicing Catholic and even most lapsed Catholics. The idea that an unmarried couple is fornicating on a pilgrimage is just, everybody knows that's wrong. To engage in a grave sin regularly while trying to spiritually enrich yourself is detrimental. But it's the same problem. But we can also backtrack a little, and we can explain what's actually happening when Martin Sheen drops those ashes. He's dropping a toe, a leg, a left lung, parts of the head. If you take away the neat packaging of cremation, that is exactly what is happening. Pieces of a body is being put down on a trail, on a pilgrimage. There's also the problem with The Friar, CNA, and others saying that this is a good Catholic film and family-friendly at that. You are promoting the normalization of scattering ashes to those kids with their parents that they one day should bury. We are talking 7, 10, 12 years old being influenced by this. It is evil to promote that. If you want to learn more about what Catholics should do with ashes, here's another one of my videos talking about this topic with my priest. We go over several scenarios and answer a lot of questions. We need to stop compromising the faith. When it comes to depictions like this, we need to show how messy the world is. We need to show how messy a person is. But we also need to show how Christ wants us to walk through it.